Hi guys, welcome back to Fruitopia. Today I'm gonna make a full garden tour video at the beginning of autumn. It's April now, and just to recap all the growth we had over summer here in Melbourne, Australia. So let's just go quickly. I'm gonna try to do it all in one go. So this is the front garden, all the way up to the street. This is the hedge right along the sidewalk on the other side, and we have two pomegranates in the front, which I've had for around 15 years, 12 to 15 years. The Wonderful and the Elsh back there. Here I have Cherry Moya, Dr. White, Peruvian apple, purple guava, fig, one of two French figs, the Bordeaux and the Dominique, a couple of new mangoes which I just planted out at the end of spring, beginning of summer. So we've got the Quesar, the Alfonso, and the Sweet Tart. So we've got three mangoes, only a meter and a bit apart. A Chempedak, I'm not sure how that's going to be doing. It suffered pretty much from drought in summer, but it's got a new tip coming. We'll see how that does. And over here we have a blackberry jam fruit tree. And we've got a hopper plantain banana from Tonga. These haven't fruited yet. They're about 3 years old. Dwarf Dukas or Dwarf Namwa banana back there, and that one has fruited. And since we're here, we've got 4 different varieties of dragon fruit, which I haven't highlighted yet, but here they are. They haven't flowered yet. They've been here for a year, so we're waiting on these. They get full sun in the morning. Currently, it's 12 noon and sunny and cloudy mix. The beginning of April. It's still very nice. Temperatures are between 20 and 24, and then Celsius, that is. And then we have another Dr. White Cherry Moya. Here we have a bacon avocado. These are only 4 years old, and yet they're 4 meters. And over there we have a shepherd avocado. These are grafted. We had some issues with a possum, so I had to bag them. Right? Yeah, we've got major problems here with possums, guys. They take chunks out of the fruit, just like the parrots do. Not fun. Not fun at all, but we move on, right? We march ahead. What more can we do other than, give up? So this is the shepherd. Some bananas here that are currently fruiting. We got one back there, hanging over my neighbor's fence. I don't know what variety these are. They're either Goldfinger or Rajapuri, the two main ones I have. And another one just opened at the end of March. It's still opening up there. You can see the bell revealing its fruit. And here we have another mango. This is the Tommy Atkins, which didn't do anything all summer, but now in autumn it's flushing. So 3 months of zero activity, but moving now in autumn. So the mysteries of gardening, guys. No one knows why. No one knows why. Here we have another Cherry Moya, the Sophia, taken off now after being on pause for the last 2 years. She decided to take off. Here we have a young peanut butter fruit tree. More bananas here. ornamental camellia, a new reed avocado which I planted at the beginning of summer or middle of summer, January, still in the shade cloth, because we have quite a bit of sun until the end of April. So I might leave that on until the end of April and then free it. A Japanese seedless mandarin tree, a new lychee tree which has been in the ground for only about 3 months and it's doing quite well. Also protected from the sun. They're a little fussy. Then we have a carob tree which we recently harvested the pods from. This is 5 years old and standing at over 4 meters. I had to prune it at the beginning of summer. Maya lemon, dwarf. Looks like it needs a bit of water. It's getting a little yellow. We had a drought, remember? Very serious drought over summer. Hachiya persimmon. These are all young trees here, under 4 years old. Another new seedling KP mango. There's that Elsh pomegranate again with the Ben Hur. Ben Hur was the other one, I forgot to mention that. Lemonade, which is a sweet lemon. Red Shatut mulberry or red Pakistan. Papaya, RB4. Papaya. Just one now, there used to be 2. Right? Persimmon. This is the, trying to remember what it was, the Sugara, and this will be ready at the end of April. Mexican cream guava, R2E2 grafted mango, which is doing great. Mamey sapodi, Sapodia, and the variety is BKD 110, and it's flushing really well now after summer, finally. Canistel seedling, and that's also doing its thing. Indian white guava, that one's 15 years old. Then we have 5 white sapodis, starting with this one here. This is the Vista. And they're all grafted and they're all loaded. Every year we get a ton of fruit from these bad boys. Then we have a Hicks Fancy Mulberry, which I butchered. It's coming back. Always comes back no matter what I do. There we have a tiny little lychee, the Chompogo. Right? A little guy in there, a year old. Well, he's been there for a year, so I take it he's about 3 years old, all up. That's the Wilson white sapodi, loaded. We've had fruit fly issues, so not with this tree, but with others. So I've had to use apple cider vinegar. Then we have Wampy. I've got 2 grafted Wampies, the Guy Sam and the Yimpei. Yeah, I think this is the Guy Sam, currently fruiting. Right. These are novelty trees. Nothing to get too excited about, but they're cute, like the peanut butter blackberry jam trees. Right. Just attractive, that's all. We've got a few potted bananas, both here in the middle and also along the driveway. Dwarf Cavendish. Here we have 2 pomegranates in pots, Rosavaya and Azerbaijani. These are ready. I had one last week at the end of March and they were quite good, not as sweet as the wonderful. We've got some veggie beds here, celery, empty, kangkung eggplants and empty. They're going to be filled up with winter veggies soon. Dwarf apricot, a tiny little longan, the Huey or Hugh. We're still waiting on this one to take off. It will, just a matter of time. Pink's mammoth atemoya or custard apple. Only been in the ground a year, doing well. A wonderful black sapote tree here, the seedling variety, and that's loaded with fruit for 2025/26. It's got around 50 fruit. These just drop off as we go through winter, and the big boys remain, right? So that's the largest one there, and there's a lot of mid-sized ones. Like I said, at least 50, maybe more, guys. There's a lot, and the tree now is 12 years old. This is the Vernon white sapote, also loaded, also with a fruit fly trap. I recently planted jabuticaba, the giant variety, doing great. White shatut mulberry that I've butchered continuously because it's way too aggressive. Way too aggressive. Got to keep my my eye on it. Another seedling black sapote. It's been in the ground 1 year and it's done so well. Paxton prolific atemoya custard apple with a very small crop this year. First time in 10 years that it's only had a couple of fruit, so it's taken the year off. Another atemoya here. This is the Hillary white custard apple. Over here we have the lemon gold white sapote, again loaded and also protected, right? Yeah, these are 15-year-old trees, these white sapotes that I'm showing you in the front here. I've had them for 11 years. This is a pomelo grafted Namroy, our favorite pomelo. This is the Hawaiian Supreme white sapote, and that's not as loaded, but quite good, right? My favorite variety. It's got that brown sugar, crunchy flavor. Another lychee here, which keeps getting damaged from that banana there falling over, that banana in the pot. When we have storms, it's fallen twice and cut half the tree off. That's the Taiso. I want to get another one. I should have had two of them. Always have two in case you get this problem with damage or whatever reason. There's a little Hawaiian Supreme white sapote. Here we have a new passion fruit, the sweet Granadilla, which I just got a couple of weeks ago, middle of March. It's still trying to get established. Very cold sensitive, so we'll see how that will do in winter. This is the Aman guava, holding just one fruit. So we're counting on this to hold all winter so we can get our first taste. Giant Granadilla passion fruit. Up there we have the sweet lilikoi passion fruit. I had a regular Bunnings passion fruit, this one here, for the last 5 years, and that died in mid 2024, and I replaced it with these tropical varieties. We'll see how we do with those. This is a 14-year-old Grumi Chama, which looks like it's going to give us a second crop in April/May, because I can see it flowering. These crop in December, but it was a very low season in 2024. We only got a handful of gurumichamas. Let's see what it does in May. This is a lemon gold guava, the Cattleya guava. This one is also 12 years old. And I think we're done. Oh, and one more. The Starling's White guava. And this one, even though it's only been in the ground for 2 years, it's got a dozen fruit on it. And these are very nice because they're seedless. And there's that sweet lilikoi guava again up against the house wall. Okay, then we have the driveway. We'll quickly move there. We have black gold jackfruit. Needs water. We've got a bit of a dry spell at the end of March. This is one of 2 red army papayas. That's an acerola or Barbados cherry. Another Japanese seedless mandarin. These are ready at the end of May. One of 4 feijoas or pineapple guavas, and this is loaded. These drop at the end of April and through May. A new rose apple, which I just planted. Another seedling, KP mango, wax jambu, one of 3. And this one has got a few fruit on it. Another jackfruit seedling. Another lemon gold guava. My neighbor's wonderful pomegranate. Half of them hanging over my side. Right? We've been feasting on those. Florigon mango, grafted mango. Red strawberry guava. And a Tasmanian pepper plant. Okay, we're done. We're done in the front. Let's go to the back. I'm trying to fit them all in one video, guys. Oh, we've got another feijoa here. And this is loaded. These come through late April and through May. There's always hundreds of them. They just roll down the driveway. That's West Indies lime or key lime. It's got a lot of names, right? These are the little tiny limes. Just trying to think of this one, the pitanga. That'll come to me in a moment. Another feijoa, the Glen grafted mango, which was loaded this year. We got about 20 mangoes, and there's a few ready to pick today. Another red army papaya, another wax jambu that's looking pretty dry, needs water. And the last one is I've had it for 3 years, seedling jackfruit, and that's standing at 9 feet. Yeah, this is the let me just see, hang on. Okay, Suriname cherry. It came to me. Okay, let's go to the back now and see what's going on back there at the beginning of April / autumn at Fruitopia. Okay, we're starting here with the banana circle, where I started my banana adventures back in 2010. So that's 15 years of growing bananas there, and other miscellaneous like that 25-year-old bay leaf tree, which I planted back in 2000, and that's massive. Every year I got to get the chainsaw and prune it. It grows up to 6 meters. pretty massive, but is dwarfed by my neighbor's pine tree, right? Yeah, so here we are, guys. This is where it all, where we all hang out. We've got a few ornamentals as well, like the tropical magnolia here, also known as the trying to get the name of this. Gee, it's like a perfume tree. Okay, the name eludes me right now, but we'll come back to that later. Then I've got a couple of new frangipanis or plumerias, which I got in the middle of summer back in January, and these are doing great. One of my all-time favorite ornamentals. Yeah, this one and this one, when the name comes back to me. Then we've got a red Dakar banana in a pot, just for ornamental sake. Another plumeria which suffered from spider mite at the end of summer, so I had to remove all the leaves, but they're coming back now in April, March, April, slowly. I just hope that they all come back before winter arrives, because they're definitely not going to grow in 0 degrees when it's frosty and uber cold. There's another one of the tropical magnolias. We've got a lot of lilies, canna lilies of different colors, right? Very, very attractive. There's the banana circle again. I even added some potted bananas, as if there wasn't enough bananas. Yeah, guys, we love our bananas as ornamental landscaping. And I've also got some potted tropicals in here to protect them from the summer sun. And I don't know if I'm going to leave them here over winter, because that's also protection from frost. Starting with the new grafted achacha, which I got back in March, and some babaco, which I propagated back in December/January. There's about, I don't know, 20, yeah, I don't know, 15 different plants there from the propagation I did, and a couple of jabuticabas, which I also got back in summer. One is a grafted red hybrid, and the other one is scarlet. And I got a couple of costadas down there. And recently I picked this up from Dailies, my last purchase, which I did not film. It's another custard apple. I'll reveal what that is in a separate video, and I've got to give that some water as well. That came at the end of March. Okay, so pretty much the bay leaf tree, and we've got some ornamental, not ginger, I can't think of the name right now, but it's like ginger, ornamental ginger, and bananas, right? Yeah. Some more ornamentals here, bananas and palms and canna lilies. And then we have the Wirtz avocado tree, which is 2 trees planted side by side. These two are like 18 years old, the 2 trees. And this is always loaded now after its first 10 years of being very low in its production, but now it's taken off. There's no looking back. We get at least, well, between 50 and 100 Wirtz avocados every year now. But we still have problems with opossums taking bites. They do it just for the heck of it. Look, yeah, they're having fun with the avocados. So pretty nasty. A few potted plants here, like sorrel, curry, lemon balm, mint, rosemary down there. This one is lemon thyme. A lot of bougainvilleas, which Kim loves. coffee. We even have a coffee tree that's been in the ground here for 10 years, and I've had to keep clipping it so it's not in our path here. Some new plantings of jabuticaba. I got these in the ground a year ago. So we've got a large, and a giant, so 3 of them. A Thai guava that has misbehaved. He's being from a pot into the ground, from the ground back into a pot. I don't know what's up with him. He doesn't behave. He almost died in summer, the summer we just came out of, and he almost died from winter in the ground. So something weird about him. Some recent transplants here. I put some more red Dakar into a large pot, and my friend Ryan, who supplied me with his super dwarf bananas, yep, I put them in a larger pot too. Should have done it a year ago when I got them, but that's done now, right? Sometimes it takes a year to get motivated. Some more herbs here, some prickly pear cuttings, and there's the prickly pear up there, ready to harvest. Right, I haven't done it yet, guys, but it needs to be done. Another black sapote seedling. The Spanish lime, which was freaking out a couple of weeks ago, and now that I put it into the sun, away from the shade of the banana circle where it was all summer, seems to like the sun. Well, not 40 degrees, but it seems to enjoy 20 to 30 degrees. As you can see by this perky leaf. Yeah, it was really suffering, but it looks like it needs water again. It's all dry. Yeah, a lot of dryness going on there. I don't know what these white spots are on the leaves, if that's too much water or not enough water. Very fussy plants. 2 papayas that I grew from seed. Out of 20 seeds, only 2 came up. Those 2 from a Cambodian grocery store. Some cucumbers that are finished for the season. They're all done. We're going to be pulling these out. Season's over for cookies. We've got some more herbs back there, and the babako that I propagated from paid off. It's given us its first fruit. As I said in the previous video, there it is there. First babako in 7-8 years. So we'll see how we go with that. I'm pretty happy about that. Some cayenne pepper, basil, more mint there, more cucumbers. They're coming out though. The hot growing season is well and truly over. Okay, which way shall we go? We'll go this way. Back to the worts. Avocado. These are gurumichama seedlings, which I pulled out of these pots a couple of weeks ago and replanted them in their own individual pots because they weren't doing well in straight dirt. They were bogged and not doing anything, and now it looks like they're happier in their own little space. So that's another video I'll do later in winter. Okay, you can tell it's dry. Look at this apricot. It's floppy. It needs water in that little pot. That's the Moore Park. Okay, here we have some jujubes. That's the Shangxi Li. And over there's the Li. Right, I've had these for 2 years. A failed guava there, I forgot the name of it, but we'll get back to that another time. An Australian native fig, the sandpaper fig, which had little fruitlets on it in March, but they fell off. But I haven't watered it. I have never watered this fig. Never. Never, ever, ever. Just gave it mulch and left it to its own, on its own, right? And it's never sulked or soaked without water. Never. Champion tree. Grimmel jabuticaba, or large leaf. I've had this in the ground now for about 4 years. It's standing at close to 5 feet. Gurumichama seedling here, taken from a cutting, from a seed, grown from a seed. There's that one that was in the driveway. Suriname cherry. This is another one I had in the ground, but I pulled it out so I could plant the Alfonso mango. That's another Wampy, the Yimpai. Over there's another Jujube, the Sherwood, which hasn't fruited yet after 3 years. So I'm sure next year will be its year. This is a 15-year-old Fuyu Persimmon, which didn't fruit the last 2 years. Looks like it might be going out. One of 3 American pawpaws coming to the end. Next year I'm going to shade this. Evidently they hate shade the first 3 years. Evidently, right? Wow. A new mulberry that's only 1 year old, and it always gets to 4 meters. Any time of the year, it's always at 4 meters. It's called dwarf black, and it's not even close to being dwarf. Okay, another Jujube, my oldest one. This is the Chico, the Chico. Yeah, I've got to pick these today. The third of 3 wax jambus. I did a taste test from this one recently. Okay, here we have the cherry of the Rio Grande. Hasn't done much in its 5 years. Dragon fruit, our first ever dragon fruit. Waiting for these to ripen. One of 3 seedling Wampies. Jamun or Jambulan, full of flower buds. We'll see what this does. But the thing is, it's getting colder now. This likes heat. It's standing at over 3 meters. A lot of ice cream bean seedlings in pots. I was going to sell them this past summer, but I didn't. I put it off. I got about, I don't know, 20. And this is the Hass avocado, which I've had in the ground now for about 10 years. And when I got it, it was about 5 years old. So a 15-year-old Hass. And this is fully loaded. It always gives us around 200 fruit. Not fruit like this one, though. Not like that. By the way, we had a drought, like I said. And this suffered a lot from that drought. Even though I was trying to give it as much chlorinated water as I could. Doesn't like chlorine, guys. That's my oldest Jabuticaba, small leaf, Sabara. Yeah, drought. They don't like drought, mate. They don't like drought at all. They hate drought. They hate chlorinated water. But they love to be wet. Pink guava or Hawaiian guava. This is not like the Jabuticaba. This can take any water you give it. Fussy free. Curry starfruit. We're holding our breath for our first ever carambola. This season it's really gone to town with flowers more than ever before. So there's a slight chance in April it might set first fruitlets. We're waiting and waiting and waiting. Just checking and rechecking, right? You never know, maybe. Yeah, let's do this side here. We've got a navel orange. Mercot there, the Fourrure, fully loaded. This one fruits almost all year. Every season except autumn. Autumn is the only time that it doesn't have any fruit. Black mulberry, black shatut that is, or black Pakistani. Multi-grafted apple. That's only like 3 years old. My first ever apple tree that I planted 25 years ago, a Jonathan. That's pretty loaded in there. It's got about 50 apples. What else? Yeah, let's go down to the end. An apricot. This is a 25-year-old Moorpark apricot that I'm going to be pulling out most likely because it hasn't fruited in 3 years. Malabar chestnut or Sabanut. Kaffir lime. That's super duper loaded. We like these. They just smell so nice. Another multi-grafted apple tree that's about 3 years old. 35-year-old mandarin tree. This one took the year off last year, first time in 30 years, but it's coming back with a vengeance in 2025, fully loaded. I have to prune the top off, otherwise this gets to 5 meters. It's already at 4 meters, so I've got to trim it off at the top with my new Ryobi. I'll do that sometime in late autumn, early winter. A lot of work, guys. This is the rocoto chili pepper, which I highly recommend, but very prone to fruit fly. Very prone. And I've got to trim it again. It's just very vigorous, like the white Chateau mulberry. No matter how much I prune it, it just shoots back up. And it continues to grow in winter. It's the only hot climate plant that I have that keeps growing in winter. It's really very bizarre. The veggie patch that's come to an end, where I had tomatoes, eggplants and basil. The Angela mulberry, which is grafted, I butchered that back in February. It's coming back. Right, there's its cuttings. A lot of little cherry tomatoes there that we didn't harvest. Zucchini, this is all coming to an end, like I said. More zucchini, artichokes, more tomatoes that are finished. I'm going to be clearing all this up sometime in April. Snake beans or runner beans, didn't do much this year because of the drought. Bananas here, which we harvested in February. This is my little experimental greenhouse with 2 ultra tropicals, the star apple and the abiu. I got the pointed abiu and the round abiu, and 2 seedling star apples. This one is doing really great. These will need protection from May to October. Flap will be down and frost cloth will be over it. Some more bananas up there. As you can see, I've got some fatties ready, almost ready to pull down. It's hard to believe I'm in Melbourne, isn't it? You would think this is Cairns or Kurunda or somewhere tropical in Australia, not in one of the coldest regions of the country. Leftover pumpkin growth, we eat the leaves, that's why I haven't pulled it out. Pumpkin leaves are incredible, just like sweet potato leaves. Rollinia, this one suffered a lot over summer. Didn't get any rain at all during our 3 months of heat. But it did set one fruit, and here it is here. Just that little guy here. Hang on, let me just zoom in so you can get the perspective. Yeah, it's a little hard when it's shade. Oh, there you are, that one. Yeah, so it's almost 2 inches, almost. Yeah. This is meant to be a blue java. They say it's not, but we'll see. A dwarf macadamia, another sapodilla, chiku. Right, so I've got two sapodillas that are doing great, setting flowers and pushing growth. But the third one I'm going to show you didn't do well at all. Parfianca pomegranate in its 3rd year, doing great. It's a bit tight in here, so I've got to squat to get under the macadamia. I've got a little cedar bay cherry here, which is looking very good, but not growing because it's getting smothered. I guess it'll have to wait for an opportunity to grow through that. One of 2 green sapotes. Right, these are seedlings. This one has just started to push out new growth at the end of March. This is the other sapodilla, the 3rd one, which died back completely. Let's see. Yeah. The krasui, not a happy camper at all. Another star fruit here. This is the Sri Kambangan. It's really taken off. Again, at the end of summer, it started pushing growth, did nothing for 3 months. Another weirdo. Another papaya here. The Southern Red papaya, just one. A lot of tomatoes and tromboncino zucchinis that I grew over summer. Great harvest. Tomatoes were so-so. The zucchinis were incredible. Seedling cherry moya. Gonna let that grow as big as it wants and see what we get. More bananas up there. And sugar cane. New sugar cane coming after I cut off all the old sugar cane, which we didn't get to eat. Oh, I never showed you this tree in the last 10 videos. This is the monkey jack, La Cucha. It didn't do much, but it's happy, it's alive, and it's healthy. Right? Coming up through the pumpkin leaves. Yeah, so that's doing great. And I take it survived because of all the shade back here. This shaded area. So even though the Cedar Bay cherry would prefer to have full sun, it's alive rather than burning up in the sun. I'm talking about summer, guys. I'm not talking about autumn. 38 °C direct sun is not a joke. It's not a joke. Okay, next. A flat persimmon. We'll see what that does next season. It flowered, it even set one fruit, but it dropped it in 2024. So we have to wait for the end of 2025. The flat seedless persimmon. I got a few seedling avocados that I'm going to pull out. That's the Malay jackfruit, which didn't do anything all summer. That one. But survived winter with a frost cloth. One of three grafted black sapotes. This is the Mar, and that one's the Bernica. They haven't done anything in 3 years. They're unchanged in 3 years. No change, but they're super healthy, lush and green. It's just that they're not growing, mate. They're not growing. They're just on standby, like pause. We're not going to do anything, but we're going to shine. And shine they do. Super healthy. But they're not growing. That's all right. Their time will come. This is a Chompu, one of two. Chompu longan, which has set a lot of new growth. Now that it's getting shaded by the bananas here. And the sun is much lower in autumn. And these bananas have just pushed out a whole heap of leaves. That's the Grand Nain. The Grand Nain banana. Another dwarf apricot like the one I have in the front. Got to keep moving, guys. There's a lot to show. Jerusalem artichoke. Yacon in a pot and in the ground. Apple of the earth. Behind me here is the plantain, the Pacific plantain. We had the first rack from this a couple of years ago. And there's that sugar cane again from the other side. And more bananas, and there's a rack there. Right, a small rack, a small bunch. And there's the 35-year-old mandarin tree again from behind. I'm trying to think of its name, I forget. Another bunch of bananas there. A 40-year-old lemon tree. I believe it's a Lisbon. The possums destroyed over 100 lemons over the past summer. So we lost half the tree to the possums. Yeah. Turmeric. My latest white sapote to grow, push new growth. A baby here, the Max Gold. A lot more pumpkin. Day Maru persimmon, which suffered in the previous summer. A seedling Star fruit tree. It's good to have a seedling to see what that does. Yellow jabuticaba down there was covered from the hot sun in summer. That's why it's green and lush. Another seedling wampy. This is the gyro, itchy kitchy gyro persimmon, which gave us 5 fruit. It was an off year, but the bats got them. They ate through the bags, the netted bags. One of 4 new mangoes that I've planted back here. This is the, okay, let me see the label. It's very tight. Keat. Is that Keat? I think it says, is that Keat? Hang on. Oh, hang on, guys. They can't make the words any smaller than that. Even if they tried. Keat. Wow. It's like done on purpose. It's like for teenage eyes only. Yeah, this really suffered from the hot sun, even though I had it covered with a shade cloth. I took the shade cloth off during the last week of summer and it still copped it. Can you imagine if I had the shade cloth off during summer? This would have looked like that. Hang on. That's what it would have looked like. The Keat. Yeah, man, these mangoes don't like hot sun in summer when they're babies. And baby it sure is. There's the yellow jabuticaba again. There's the third grafted black sapote. That's the black Tahiti. Another mulberry. The I think that's the Beanley. Is that Beanley? Yeah, Beanley mulberry. I have this for chop and drop, by the way, in case you're wondering what's gotten into me. Fuerte avocado, took the year off. More bananas. Deceased canistel, still working here. This new Rollinia. See how that does? That didn't get any summer protection. Looks like the Rollinia is tougher than the canistel. Monstera deliciosa, we've had already 3 of them. There's the new one for next year, 2026. Allspice plant. Oh yeah, okay. This is the ice cream bean. I've got 2 of them here. I haven't decided which one to remove, but there's 2 and they're equal. They're exact identical twins. Which one would you remove? Which one? When they're exactly carbon copies of each other. I've got another one over here that I planted last year. This one, but it's getting choked by the artichoke, which will be coming down soon. I'm just waiting for the flowers to pass. Another 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. Then the ice cream bean will breathe. And I forgot to show you, I've got another white shotut mulberry in here, which I planted 1 year ago, and it's a beast. That's a beast. I'm planting a lot of these trees, guys, for shade, chop and drop. The fruit is the last reason. But oh, I've got a spider on my elbow. Another babaco, which I propagated from. There's more of that monstera. These are the last 2 that we're going to eat. And there's more new ones coming for next year. Right? It's a never-ending cycle. Around and around we go. Fino de Hete Cherry Moya. This is a 15-year-old tree, or 14-year-old. Yeah, it's got about 20 to 30 fruit on it. Okay, we're almost done, guys. Ruby red grapefruit, which is currently suffering a lot of leaf miner issues, but it'll get over it. We've been there and done that before. No sprays. Another Chompu longan. A new Bunnings passion fruit. We'll see how that does. This Pinkerton avocado is coming out, and I don't know what to put in its place. I'm thinking maybe that new custard apple that I got, which I didn't reveal to you what variety it was, the one I recently got. Put in that here. Calamansi, Calamondin citrus. Another star fruit. This is the giant, Thai giant, and I've never seen it flower this much. This is like a record in the 15 years. Well, I've had it for 12 years, but it's 15 years old. I've never seen it flower so much, guys. So this has to be the year. If it's not this year, when will it be? After all these flowers, right? Yeah, I'm not going to go in there and look because it will be taking too long. One of three Kohala longans, and this one has got fruit coming. Recently transplanted curry tree from a pot to the ground. So this one is about 5 years old, and I love having these berries, curry berries. It's loaded. It's loaded, guys. The second Kohala longan with just one fruit, unlike this one, which has 30, maybe 40. I haven't counted them, guys. 25-year-old fig tree that I got from my parents' house when I moved here. We had that for 25 years where I lived, so that's almost 50 years old. Tangelo, 15-year-old Tangelo tree, which I planted here. So we've got a plum, which I hard pruned back in February. We've got 2 European cherries, which I also pruned. Another new black sapote seedling. Another cherry moya, which I grew from seed. A loquat that I grew from seed. These are giant. These are bigger than the big gyms that they have in America. These ones here are small on that loquat. Tahiti lime, absolutely loaded. A 15-year-old seedling macadamia tree. This is fully loaded. There's over 100 macadamia on this tree, maybe 200. Okay, and then over here we've got another orange tree which I planted 20 years ago. It's not a navel. I think it's a navel. No, I can't remember. Yeah, I think it's a Washington navel. Yeah. Back here I've got another green gauge which I'm gonna have to prune, and a Damson plum. So green gauge plum and Damson plum, these need to be pruned. Look at that. Look at that up there. That needs to be dealt with over my neighbor's fence. There's that grapefruit again, the orange tree, the lime tree, the macadamia, the loquat, the cherry, bananas. This is a dud banana bunch. You know how I told you get duds? And the only reason you get duds is because there's not enough water or fertilizer in the clump. Simple as that. It doesn't take rocket science. You don't need to ask anyone. I never water it, and I only feed it chop and drop. So evidently it's the water issue. No water means no water means dud bananas. Yeah, so sorry, I don't have enough water to give them. They're my lowest priority, these bananas. So they're more for ornamental purposes when we don't have water. Ortega white sapote, I got this 10 years ago as a pollinator. I don't eat these anymore. They're just average. Another North American pawpaw that's going to be covered next year, aren't you? I've had this for 4 years or close to 5 years, and it's only flowered once. Okay, what else? Another lemon tree. This one is a herb, the lemon verbena, which is a tree. Another, my very first Fruitopia, which I got 16 years ago, or maybe 18 years ago. And by the way, this has only got like a handful of fruit this year. Okay, I think we're almost done. Just a few more here in the middle and we're done, guys. Another orange. This is my heaviest bearing. orange tree that I've had for 15 years. Navel, pomelo, standard yellow pomelo. Subel, white sapote, and it's 5 meters tall. Another green sapote, which suffered a lot during the drought, the past drought, but it's coming back. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. The dragon fruit again, the third Kohala longan. Right, number 3. Lychee. Right, Bosworth gave us our first ever lychees after 5 years. African Pride Atemoya. Some more of the ice cream bean seedlings. The third Wampy seedling. Yellow mangosteen down there that hasn't done much at all, but still alive. And a cinnamon tree here, guys. Not the true cinnamon from India, but the one it's called cassia. The cassia. It's getting smothered by the what do you call them? All these guys down here. What's it called again? Gee, I've got a mental block. Oh gee, pepino. The pepino is smothering the cassia cinnamon tree. And here's the pink guava again, towering over me. Yeah, guys, it's a jungle, a tropical fruit jungle. And there's more. I thought I finished. I was wrong. There's trees on the side here next to the Jonathan apple. Oh man. Yeah, and the Hass avocado. Right? Look at that. Can you dig it? Yeah, we're in Melbourne, Australia. I have to repeat myself because I'm still being asked, man. I'm still being asked, where are you? And when I say Melbourne, Australia, there's no response. It's like the conversation is over. It's like, no, you can't be in Melbourne, Australia. Impossible with all this. Yeah, the conversation ends right there when I answer. Okay, remember I told you I had 4 new in-ground grafted mangoes. The Keat being the first one I showed you. This is the second one, the King Thai. And as you can see, it's very, very happy. But I've got to protect it this winter from cold and frost in its first winter. Yeah, I'm in Melbourne, so that it needs protection. In Sydney, it doesn't need protection unless you're on the Blue Mountains. Pink guava, ruby red guava, doing really well. A couple of peaches which I had in pots. Right, I don't know. These have to go in the ground somewhere. I've got to find somewhere to put them. The Indian peach and the angel peach. They're getting ready to drop their leaves. Season is over. This is the third mango in the ground, and that's the Palmer, and that's a dwarf. And as you can see, look, guys, fan-bloody-tastic. Loves it here. Another Thai guava, but this Thai guava is behaving itself, unlike the one I showed you in the pot earlier. Cranberry. Another huge orange tree, which I planted about 18 years ago. This needs a severe prune, even though I butchered it back in November. It needs it again. In 4 months, it's back again. Brown turkey fig. And the 4th in-ground grafted mango, guys, that I planted back in December, the beginning of summer 25. So this is the Nam Doc May. And all 4 of them are doing great. Well, the Keat got sunburnt, but these 3 did not get any sunburn at all because they're getting shaded. People told me, why didn't you put your new mangoes in the sun? Come on, guys. When you have 3 months of 30 Celsius and no rain, you can't plant these trees in full sun. I planted this one in full sun at the end. Okay, December, January and February, this had a shade cloth on it. See these poles? And then at the beginning of March, I took off the shade cloth. Happy camper. The Numdoc mate didn't get a shade cloth. The King Tai didn't get a shade cloth. This one, it's shaded all day. It gets all day shade. Why would I cover it? And the Keat was also covered, as I said, in early midsummer. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed the update of Fruitopia at the beginning of autumn/April. And give me a big like if you enjoyed it. And also subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. And we're going to see you from the next video. Yeah, we're going to go to the beach now, even though it's overcast. The temperature is 27. Wow. 27 degrees in April. That's amazing. I'm trying to think if I forgot anything. I think I covered everything. Pepino, yep, got that at the end. Oh, ladyfinger bananas up here, which have yet to do much. Just looking through the beauty of the Garden of Eden here in suburban Melbourne. You've asked me, where in Melbourne am I? Guys, it doesn't matter where I am in Melbourne. Whether I'm in Footscray, Caulfield, Preston, Springvale, Thomastown, Werribee, Frankston. It doesn't matter. The temperature is the same in all those places. You know, it's like, it's not important. It's not important where I am in Melbourne, unless I'm on the mountains. Like if I'm on Mount Dandenong, or in Warburton, or Hillsville, then yes, it does matter. But I'm nowhere near those mountains. I'm not in the Yarra Ranges, guys. We don't get hard frost here. Okay, over and out. I've got to do a bit of watering. This guy looks sad. Yeah, we don't get the flooding they get in Queensland. You know those floods, continuous flooding? Well, I was going to say, I wish. No, I don't wish. I don't wish to be flooded 3 times in summer/autumn. I'd rather have it dry like this and have total control with a garden hose. How much it goes in and how much doesn't go in. Yeah. Over and out.